im Jahr 2000 regelmäßig hinbekommen hat. Und er ist einer, der keinen Spitznamen braucht. Bernd Roith! Bernd Roith trifft auf einen jungen Engländer, 23 Jahre ist er alt, gilt als eines der hoffnungsvollsten Talente in England, ist seit 2013 bei der PDC, steht aktuell auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 51. Die Rede ist von The Maximum, Josh Payne.
The International Darts Open here in Roith, the Saxon Arena, playing host to the long-awaited return of the youngster Josh Payne to the European Tour. A player who won his first senior title in April of last year, beating James Wade in the final of Players' Championship 6. A man who's 51st on the Order of Merit. He was a quarter-finalist on the European Tour fairly recently, yet this is only his second European Tour appearance of the year. A man with a point to prove, you feel, on the European stage, but he's up against the very, very enigmatic Bernd Roith, a player 57 years of age, came through 4 rounds of qualifying last night, although he was handed a bye in his opener, and a player that you know very well indeed, Paul.
I know Bernd very well. Go back quite a few years. We've had a couple of games, Bernd and I, and you can never underestimate this guy. He's sneaky good, and he's one of those annoying players you just can't get rid of. He's like a German Robert Thornton.
Well, his biggest payday in Europe was the £2,000 he received for making round 2 of the German Open in Saarbrücken this year. He's looking to at least emulate that. But it's good to see Josh Payne back, isn't it? Clearly a big talent. And a player who underlined his potential with that first victory on the Pro Tour, the first ranking title that he's picked up in Barnsley, beating James Wade, as I say, in the final in April of last year.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy for Josh since that win. It's been an adjustment for him.
41.
And sometimes when people win, they just go on and win more, have more success. But for others, it doesn't come so easily.
16.
It becomes more difficult for some reason, and that has been Josh's thing. But what I like about Josh's mentality is that he's just got on with things. He hasn't whinged about it. He hasn't had lots of excuses. He's just plodded on, doing his own thing.
Yeah, since winning his first and presumably not his last, he hasn't been able to add to his success. He did make the quarterfinals of Players' Championship 19 last October. He's had 3 quarterfinals on the development tour.
81.
It's hard to believe he's on the development tour, the size of the kid.
Still there as well, yeah. 23 years old from Gravesend, Josh Payne.
Yeah, he doesn't live too far away from me, actually. He's only about an hour away. We've tried to get some practice together, but every time he texts me and rings me,
What comes up with
I've never got a car. I can never get to see him. I think he secretly thinks I don't like him. That's not the case, Josh. I spent some time practicing with Simon Whitlock in the past as well. And when you practice with him, you really get something out of it. Whitlock's like an Energizer bunny. He just doesn't stop on that practice board. 120 scored, Josh. 78 left. Yeah, definitely putting pressure on this Bernd Roith 141.
Yeah, he certainly is. And that ain't going to go now.
83.
Well, we talked about Bernd Roith being in a relaxed frame of mind. Ben and I were chatting about his lounging on the sofa, falling asleep almost on the sofa in the players' room backstage. Double 10 for Payne here for the first leg.
Shot on the first leg.
And there it is.
Josh Payne. Second leg was Bernd to throw first. Him on.
Yeah, in the practice room when we first arrived, Bernd was just sitting on one of the couches back in the practice room, and he looked like he was half meditating and half sleeping.
85.
But that's just Bernd. Does his own thing. Always been the case.
Yeah, around 76 places separating these two in the order of merit. The world rankings right now. Payne is at 51. Roith is tied for 127. But a good run last night in qualifying. He had the fortune of a bye in the first round, then had Marcel Goldschmidt, 6-1. Mike Holtz, he beat 6-3. And Christian Bunce, 6-4.
Yeah, good young talent, Christian Bunce. And Mike Holtz, who I saw earlier today, full of smiles as usual, but he'll be disappointed not to be back here this year. Good play, Mike Holtz. Josh Payne breaking the heart of John Henderson in qualifying.
Yeah,
the ever-present John Henderson.
Indeed, 6-5 Henderson, 6-5 Paul Rowley as well. So two fairly hard-fought encounters to come through for, again, a rare appearance on. It's a surprise that he hasn't played more on Europe on the European Tour stage this year. Made the quarter-finals a couple of years ago in the Dutch Masters.
Yeah, when he played earlier this season, he was up against Nico Bloom, and he was under hiding to nothing really there, Josh. I mean, he had so many baying Germans behind him, and he's playing a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh is a kid, being 23, but he's playing someone 7 years his junior.
But if you are
kind of sickening, really.
And if you are going to be drawn against a German, make sure it's in front of a, shall we say, a below-par atmosphere for the first day in the afternoon session. I mean, I think it'll warm up a little bit tonight with Max Hopp and Martin Schindler on stage, the German 1 and 2. Dragutin Horvat, the other German host nation qualifier, already out. He was beaten earlier today, losing to Chris Quantock.
Yeah, I think Mark Webster's very happy that he's got Max Hopp on a night where there's going to be a very small crowd, but still tough games. Roith, 18 for double. Double 9. Awkward switch.
Yeah, that was closer to double 14 in the end anyway. Got a chance to break here for Josh Payne. 50 away, 18 for double 16.
3 good darts. Just a little shy of that double 16. He's going to split it. I like 6-6-6.
That's very smart, you know. Anybody who's got 18 left,
You have a little bit of 10-4, 6-6, 2 darts very close together. A very smart shot. You got 2 players on this hockey who probably couldn't be more different. Not just their age. I think there's 34 years in between them.
There is. Almost to the day, actually. Both born in December. One was 1993, one was 1959.
Slightly different. But the approach to the game as well, I think we've already mentioned that Bernd likes to keep quiet, get his silence. Josh gets his earplugs in. Very boisterous character, Josh, when he's speaking. He's very confident. I wouldn't want to have a deadlifting contest with him.
No, certainly not.
I've always said he looks like Johnny Bravo, you know, that very pronounced quiff of the hair and the somewhat triangular upper body.
Yeah, real contrast in styles between these two.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of new school against the old school. We like that, and that's the beautiful thing about this game sometimes. Yeah. It brings up matches that you wouldn't necessarily see. I mean, all you got to do is talk about Steve beating against Nico Bloom. Mid-90s world champion against a kid. And Steve Beaton was just so relieved to get through that game.
Yeah, somebody who wasn't even born when Beaton won his world title. Ted Edwards against Ronnie Hybrex, another example of that tonight. Edwards just turned 20, Hybrex at the other end of the age scale.
Josh will stay there. The one with the left tops. Big similarities between Ted Edwards and Bernd Roith, of course. Both qualified chefs.
Yes, I was just going to make the point. Beat you to it, Paul. But yes.
Bullseye for Bernd. Oh, that was close.
Very close indeed.
Just heard a little echo thinking it might have been in, but it wasn't. Resets himself for a 17 to leave double top. Yeah, does that.
But will he get the opportunity? Payne looking at double 10 here for a 2-on lead.
Double 5. Got to be aggressive. Oh, only just over the top. And Josh's girlfriend is biting her bottom lip, hoping that Roith misses. But he doesn't. It's plumb in the middle. Makes Josh think. And Roith gets a break of throw. I wonder who else we could have on a celebrity darting master chef. You've got Ted Everts and Bernd Roith.
Well, you could have a crack at it, surely.
I
You
do like a bit of cooking.
You know, you go to enough restaurants, Paul.
16.
It's one of the things about being on the road all the time. You get different cuisines. It's one of the best restaurants in the world in a place called Zwolle, which we're going to visit next year. I believe it's 34th in the world.
In the restaurant world rankings.
Yes. Number 1, of course, is 11 Madison Park in New York City.
I thought it was Nobu.
Ah, you're way behind, Rob. That was a few years
A
ago.
few years ago now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what kind of food Bernd Roith is going to cook up here, but Josh has got a very healthy appetite, let's put it that way, with the training he does and the amount of practice he does. He's very dedicated. But it's the chef that wants to get rid of the guy who wants to eat the food right now, and he's doing a very good job of it.
177.
Oh, yes. Another healthy visit from Bernd Roith, just putting the pressure on here. It's on his throw, but Payne needs to find a response, and he does so.
34.
Yeah, class response from Josh. Good fighting qualities.
Maybe just an opportunity to launch an assault here to break back straight away, especially if Roy can't find a treble here.
40.
Well, he did find a treble, but it was only treble 5. Okay, he's down to a 164. But Payne can make inroads again here. That's beautifully done.
130. Then you got 164.
Well, this would hurt. Josh is going to come back. 103. Tabai's able to go downstairs now.
80. Joshua requires 60.
But for Josh's confidence, he would love to get this in 1. And he does.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Fifth leg is Josh to throw first.
And at a young stage in his career, with that win last year, it's put pressure on him. And ever since, he's been fighting battles in games, and I just get the feeling that Josh is learning the hard way. It doesn't faze him whatsoever. I think he's in the same ilk as the likes of Aaron Monk. People who aren't afraid to go to war on a dartboard.
100.
I am very much in the camp of we have not seen anywhere near the best of Josh yet. Haven't seen the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, I think when you win a first title at a relatively young age, people expect you to kick on and start sweeping all before you, but often it's a very, very lengthy process. I'm pretty sure he will come good again. And the good thing is he is still doing the nuts and bolts on the development tour as well, and I think that will stand him in good stead. It will just enable him to keep in the winning habit, and I'm sure the results elsewhere will come as well. And this will do him the world of good if he comes through this one as well. I think he can certainly use this to his advantage. The trouble is the winner will face Rob Cross in round 2, so, well, you can look at it two ways, can't you? You know, a chance to test yourself against a player who's made a seamless, spectacular transition to the full tour in his debut season after coming through the Challenge Tour last year. And maybe that's it's a chance for Payne to test himself against a player who, whose pathway he wants to follow.
Not to mention the fact that Josh knows Rob really well. They don't live too far apart. Josh in Kent, East Sussex for Rob Cross, just down the road.
100. Joshua requires 151.
That's looking like a good leg for Josh to hold through. Needs a treble just to make things a bit more comfortable for himself.
41.
Well, that gets rid of the... And that's... Looking at the glasses half full.
He definitely wanted more than 41, believe me, but
Oh dear.
that one has been pounded right now.
22.
Well, still not down to a finish, and, Josh Payne is being gift-wrapped this fifth leg here.
He had a shot at 110 earlier when he got the 60. This time it's double 18 to finish it off. That's a brilliant shot from Josh Payne. Really good. Didn't have to complete it there, but did. And for his own confidence, yet again, another double with the first dart. Very, very good indeed.
Yeah, just that wobble when he suffered that break, but you feel now he's just building a bit of momentum now, and
100.
all of a sudden Bernd Roith looks to be a man chasing the game here. Made his European Tour debut, did Bernd, in 2012 at the German Darts Championship. It was for John Part that weekend. Also qualified for the Dutch Darts Masters that year as well. Was thrashed by Vincent van der Voort in that one. Had a crack at Q School a couple of years ago. Failed to get through. And then he also had a very, very notable appearance at the European Championship a few years ago as well in 2010. He beat Dennis Ovens in the first round and then gave Barney a really good scare. A really big scare in the second round. 10-7 he lost that one.
I remember that very, very well in Dinslaken. That was one crazy tournament. And that game with Dennis Ovens was bonkers. He really did scare Barney as well.
Yeah.
Backstage, we were speechless watching that match. And earlier that year, we saw Bernd Roith for the first time in Haarlem, I think it was, in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who he was, but he just put in two really solid displays that weekend, which put him on the radar for the Europeans. And when he got there, he just played brilliantly.
And not long after that, he played at the World Championship as well. He qualified for the PDC World Championship. He lost in the first round to the great Dennis Priestley. 3-0. He was given a bit of a lesson that day. It was,
Dennis Priestley has given a lot of lessons in his time to a lot of top players.
yeah, he's not alone in that respect. 8-8 then for Roith. Nudging the wire for 4-4 to keep himself involved here.
Key shot now for Josh. He can take care of this. He gets breathing space.
Yeah, for the first time in this match as well. 52 away, so 16 for a 4-2 lead. Roith will return.
Very similar to the dart that Josh had a 16 on the 110 combo earlier in the match. But Roith in the madhouse should be good to bounce that in. Oh, I can't believe it. Josh comes back, breathes again. Should be 4-2.
Well, 25 away now. So, 8-8s. And finally, it's an 18 dart break of throw for Josh Payne.
Tell you what, just like 10 was very kind and fortunate to Chris Quantock earlier in this afternoon, 8 has been the saviour of Josh Payne. That was, by his standards, a poor first dart. But what I like about
The 9, he didn't hesitate. Didn't think about it too much, just got on with the job and executed that 8
perfectly.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything at the moment for Josh Payne, but he's getting the job done. An 18 dart break following that 110 checkout.
Josh keeps really good company at Pro Tour events when practicing. He speaks a lot with Dave Chisnell, Chris Dobie, Adam Hunt. Good young group. I made a joke with Josh once when I saw him in the reception of a hotel. I've never seen a gym shirt under so much pressure.
53.
That's probably why I got the slightly bigger shirt for darts.
Well, if Payne can post a big visit here, he'll put himself in the ascendancy in this leg.
It's a good guy to build on that one.
34.
The way that Josh's darts land in the board, they do kick to the right with an upright angle. So when he goes for the 60 and it's low and left, he does cover a lot of the bed. So he does have to switch a lot.
Well, Roith has once again just... He had stolen the darts, but then there were just signs that he might just let Payne back in, but he has a bit of a cushion here now. If he can find a treble. Yeah, and he can. That's a good final dart that from Roith. He's certainly in the frame now.
There's only one downside to having not many fans here, and that's if the crowd get on your back, you'll know everything they're saying. And if Roith can take this out, the fans that are here will be in his corner, make no mistake.
Loose first dart again from Roith. Can't afford too many more of those. He needs to make the most of these opportunities. He might get away with this, with Payne on 138, but he can't afford to take the risk time and time again.
I saw 138 earlier on from Darren Webster. Josh not getting to a double on that occasion. Can Roith take this 36? Yes, he can. To the joy of the crowd. He might have lost his break advantage, Josh, but he's still in front. still in the driving seat.
Yeah, 2 breaks apiece now.
Which game are you looking forward to most tonight, Rob?
Quite intrigued by the Dennis Nielsen, Steve Beaton one. I think Everts against Ronnie Hybrooks might have something to offer. Mark Webster against Max Hopp is another one that leaps off the page as well. And yeah, a bit of Greece and Hungary to kick things off as well with Nandor Bezek against John Michael. Plenty on offer. Something for everyone tonight. But of that lot, I'd say, yeah, Hop Webster should be a good tussle.
I think that's the right answer, yeah. But, yeah, Cheeky Nandor against the man who's had a few Cheeky Nandors in his time. John Michael. Good 140 from Josh. Earlier on, Dan Dawson. Said that the second strongest man in Sweden, Dennis Nielsen, against the most definite
Sexiest man in darts in Steve Beaton. I thought that was a perfect segue for that match.
There's another strong man on stage right now, and that is Josh Payne. Strong stuff from him in this leg. His best leg of the match when he needed it.
Yeah, and a chance to break again here, although Roith is looking just to stay in the hunt here. Down to 131, but Payne looking at 81 here. 56 away.
Oh, Josh, what have you done?
Yeah, he's busted. Well, he was going 20 double 18, but straight into the treble 20 bed, and he's not being punished. Payne has got away with this, but he's still got to find this 81.
There's some strange stuff going on this leg. Leaving double 17, but now Josh needs the bullseye. Doesn't get it. And that mistake in the previous visit is going to haunt him if Roith can take care of this number. 2 double 16. Gets it. The crowd are involved. And Josh Payne has every reason to kick himself, because that leg should have been his. 81 after 9 darts. I understand the concept of hitting 25, 56 left, but don't mess with a busting opportunity. You get one little bit of tension in that arm, and you hit a 60, and that's visit over.
So you go for 16s, and then should you stray into the treble 16, you've still got the opportunity anyway.
Absolutely.
I'll say straight into the treble 16, you might be going for it anyway, but I mean, yeah, that was the danger, but he was just careless there.
What we're going to see now from Josh is him digging deep, because he was 4-2 up. It was his mistake that led to giving Roith the opportunity to get back into this match. We're going to see the mental capabilities of what I feel is a very mentally capable dart player. Time to test yourself.
Room for one more here. Yeah,
brilliant.
Speeded it up. Excellent stuff back from Josh Payne.
What was a very quiet match at the start has turned into a nerve-wracking affair, which is captivating. Can Josh get another? Yes, he can. Tops. Oh, good effort.
Well, that would have been the perfect way to finish off what has been a really good leg from both players, but Roith is still in the hunt here. Needs Payne to slip up on double 10.
A lesser player would have been bamboozled and finished by the last leg, but Josh Payne is not like that. Double 10 to get the lead back. Still open. Yeah, it's there. Brilliantly done by the Kent man. Got to tip my hat. Again, lesser players would have capitulated, but not Josh Payne. Now all he's got to do is get across that finishing line.
16.
It's got to be difficult as well when you're playing qualifiers, no matter where they are, whether it was here last night or in Barnsley at the beginning of August.
45.
You try and gee yourself up for a really big atmosphere, and then you get drawn on Friday afternoon and there's a very quiet audience. It's very strange because you're full of adrenaline when you get here, and you've got to compose yourself for a library-type atmosphere, which is something the pros are getting more used to with the streaming boards at Pro Tour events now. Yeah. So it shouldn't be a...
Two former World Youth Champions on stage tonight as well. Keegan Brown, the 2014 World Youth Champion, and Max Hopp, who succeeded him in 2015. Both involved tonight. Bernd Roith again, loose first start. Can he recover to good effect?
83.
Well, to an extent he can.
Who's going to win the World Youth this year? That could be one of bucket loads of
You
players.
could make a case for, I don't know, 10, 12 players easily.
95.
There's an argument that the youth, or the development tour title of the World Youth Championship this year could very much warrant its own TV event because it is that strong. Fair play to the PDC and what they've done with development tour and everything that goes with it, because the strength and depth of world youth darts now is unparalleled. Everybody from Corey Cadby to Josh to Dimitri Vandenberg, Luke Humphreys, you name it. There's so many players that could win it.
Yeah, the one tournament that has eluded, or did elude, Michael van Gerwen, despite everything he's achieved.
100.
In the meantime,
There's got to be one, isn't there?
Payne 1-2-4 away then from a place in the second round here. Treble 18 would have left bullseye. He'll be hoping to return,
84.
and if he does, he'll have 3 bites at tops. Roith can't afford to be errant with this first darts, and he's not. 92 away. Does not find the treble that would have left double 16, so Payne is now looking at tops. 3 darts in hand for a place in the second round and a meeting with Rob Cross tomorrow here in Reset. And there it is, first time of asking. Josh Payne, not emphatic today, not convincing by any stretch of the imagination, but he's all smiles. A win is a win. It's all about getting through that first hurdle. Bernd Roith certainly posed 1 or 2 questions with 2 breaks off throw during the course of that one. But in the end, Josh Payne, a quarter-finalist on the Euro Tour 2 years ago, just about had more than enough to get over the line in that one. An average of just 87, but a high checkout of 110, the highlights of that one, as Bernd Roith becomes the second German to make way. Quick word with Josh Payne here. A reminder, the evening session from 7 o'clock this evening. Keegan Brown, Max Hopp, the 2 former World Youth Champions on stage for you. We've got Vincent van der Voort, Steve Beaton, World Champion Kyle Anderson as well, bringing the curtain down later on. John Michael Nandor Bezer getting things underway. Join us then from 7.
None of us played our full potential there, but you just got a win. A win's a win.
Rob Cross is waiting. He's very interesting. He's playing a huge year 2017. Have you played him before?
Me and Rob played plenty of times, and we're from the same area, and I look forward to playing with him, and so is he. So.
Yeah, that's cool. We're looking forward to that match. Thank you very much. Josh Payne, yeah?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thanks.
Bedankt sich bei für die Unterstützung. Da fliegt ihm noch ein Dart hier runter. Okay. Also, Josh Payne steht in Runde 2, trifft auf Rob Cross.